She doesn't need to say a word, and yet she's saying everything. Most men are too focused on what a woman says, but what truly matters is what her body reveals when she says nothing at all. Studies in psychology show that up to 92% of human communication is nonverbal. That's right. Words are just a small fraction of what's really being communicated. And when it comes to seduction, a woman's body becomes a minefield of subtle, yet powerful signs. She crosses her legs in your direction, casually brushes your arm, gives you a smile that lingers just a second longer, and you don't even notice. But she's there, testing you, teasing you, watching you. And if you're like most guys, blind to the details, you'll miss every opportunity without ever knowing they were there. Because female desire doesn't speak in logic. It speaks through the skin, through the eyes, through small gestures she barely notices, but makes with full intention. This video isn't about pickup lines or cheesy tricks. It's about awareness. About learning to read female body language like a man who carries presence, awareness, and self-mastery. Not to manipulate, but to finally understand what she's screaming in silence. Because yes, she is screaming. You just need to know how to listen with your eyes. Only then will you stop feeling lost in the game of attraction and start playing it with mastery. Get ready, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover the 5 body language signs women display when they're craving sex. Real signs, subconscious, unmistakable, and once you learn to see them, you'll never look at a woman the same way again. You're about to enter a whole new level of female awareness, and it all begins with what slips through her eyes. 1. The look that flees, then returns. It's fascinating how eyes can reveal everything, even when they're trying to hide. One of the most telling signs of attraction is when she looks at you, then quickly looks away, only to come back a few seconds later. But here's the thing, that isn't rejection. It's sexual tension wrapped in hesitation. That subtle dance of looking and turning away is female desire trying to escape reason's control. It's where the psychology of seduction hides, and most men don't have the social perception to catch it. That fleeting, yet lingering glance carries a silent message. I'm checking you out, but I can't be obvious. And this is where masculine presence becomes a subtle radar. A man who's aware knows this isn't shyness, it's an invitation. An invitation to read the signal and hold the moment with quiet confidence. The man who has emotional control and doesn't react with neediness, but with calm, expands the tension without needing a word. Have you ever noticed how some women seem nervous around a man who's centered? As if something in them becomes unsettled? That's the effect of masculine magnetism shifting the energy of the space. She feels, even if she can't explain it, that he's not seeking validation, he's simply observing. That quiet, grounded energy creates sexual polarity, the dance between her restrained initiative and his grounded presence. At that point, her gaze becomes a ritual. Want to spot this more clearly? Practice awareness in social settings where subtlety thrives: coffee shops, bookstores, quiet events. Don't act. Just observe. If she looks at you, looks away, then returns, hold eye contact 1 second longer than her. Just 1 second. That single moment says more than 1,000 texts ever could. The man who understands this visual game knows that a woman's subconscious behavior reveals more than forced conversation. Nonverbal communication is the foundation of attraction, and this is where most men fail. They want control, answers, confirmation. But reading signals requires patience and maturity. A true emotional strategist doesn't rush. He waits, and in that wait, she reveals herself. Because no matter how subtle, female desire always escapes through the eyes. But if the eyes reveal the beginning of the story, her gestures say even more. And that's where the game gets interesting. 2. The touch that seems accidental, but isn't. Ever notice how some women accidentally touch your arm during a conversation? Or how she gently places her hand on your shoulder, just a second longer than needed when walking by? These touches feel innocent, but they carry unmistakable intent. It's female desire showing up in disguise. These are calculated touches, subtle, subconscious tests to see how much impact you truly have. In seduction psychology, touch is one of the most powerful triggers of sexual tension. And when it comes from her, naturally, softly, it's a strong sign that sexual polarity is active. The arm, the shoulder, the back, these are safe zones to initiate contact without seeming forward. But don't be fooled. She knows exactly what she's doing. Body language is the bridge where unspoken feelings get transmitted. And in those moments, she's watching everything: your reaction, your vibe, your energy. A man who understands these signals and owns his confidence doesn't overreact. He doesn't flinch, and he doesn't try to capitalize on the touch. He simply receives it, grounded, calm, present. That dominant posture, without saying a word, amplifies attraction, because it shows he's used to feminine attention, and that intrigues her even more. The subtle touch becomes a silent game. Did he notice? And with emotional control, you answer with stillness, because you already know. Want to feel this for real? During in-person dates, observe how she approaches you. If she touches your arm while laughing, or accidentally brushes against you while sitting, don't say a word. Just hold your energy steady. If she does it again, you have your answer. And if you want to trigger this, give a sincere compliment with a hint of playfulness. When a woman feels emotionally safe and stimulated, her physical cues follow. Masculine magnetism isn't in the touch, it's in the silence that follows. Nonverbal communication is the art of controlled tension. The more she feels you understood, but didn't pounce, the more intrigued she becomes. That accidental touch? It's no accident. It's an invitation, a sign that she wants to close the distance without saying so. But the body still holds deeper secrets, and they start to show when her rhythm subtly changes, as if her entire pace is adapting to yours. 3. Unconscious synchrony that reveals desire. There's something mesmerizing that happens when attraction deepens. Her body begins to mirror yours. And no, it's not politeness, it's instinct. When a woman starts repeating your movements, mimicking your posture, or even taking a sip of her drink right after you, it's not coincidence. It's unconscious synchrony. Her desire is aligning with your presence, without her even realizing it. Seduction psychology explains this as an automatic reflection that occurs when two people enter a state of connection. Her body is quietly saying, "I feel safe and in tune with you." This kind of body language reveals powerful emotional openness, and it's where sexual polarity intensifies. A man with strong social awareness notices this dance and knows she's attuning herself to his energy. No words, no effort, just pure nonverbal communication. Most men miss this because they're too focused on what she says. But real masculine magnetism is silent. Watch closely. If you cross your arms and she does the same moments later, that's synchrony. If you lean forward and she mirrors you, her body is quietly whispering, "I'm with you." And when that happens, the sexual tension becomes mutual. The field of attraction levels up. Want to create this effect more often? Work on your masculine presence. Breathe slower. Adjust your posture with intention. Move deliberately. When she's into you, her body will begin to align with your rhythm. If you're standing and subtly shift your weight from one leg to the other, and she mirrors it, take note. Say nothing. Just observe. The more grounded you are, the more she gravitates toward your energy. And hey, if this type of insight is helping you see what you used to miss, now's a good time to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because we're just getting started. This kind of synchrony isn't something you can force. It happens when there's natural charisma, dominant posture, and authentic confidence that makes her want to match you. Not to impress you, but because she feels like she belongs near you. Her subconscious behavior reveals desire, curiosity, and connection. And you, as a grounded man, don't need to say, "I noticed." Your stillness says it all. And if her body is already syncing with yours, just wait until she smiles without realizing it. That soft, barely there smile, eyes locked on yours, saying everything she's too proud to admit. For the smile that lasts and says everything. Some smiles come and go without a trace. But there's one kind that lingers just a few seconds longer and changes everything. It's the smile that holds, while she keeps her eyes locked on yours, unhurried, unfiltered. That moment carries an intensity you can't ignore. It's as if time slows down, and what seems like a simple smile is actually female desire wrapped in silence. Seduction psychology shows that a prolonged smile paired with eye contact is one of the most powerful signs of attraction. It's raw, unspoken body language. She's not just being polite, she's telling you, through her gaze, that something about you sparked a fire inside her. And when that smile lasts longer than it should, with that subtle glow in her eyes, its instinct speaking louder than social filters. Most men, unfortunately, misread this as mere kindness, and they miss the moment. But the man with social awareness and emotional control doesn't look away. He holds eye contact with masculine presence. He replies with a calm, steady smile, as if to say, "I hear you," without uttering a word. That exchange builds an invisible bubble between them, an atmosphere filled with sexual tension. Want to trigger that smile naturally? Say something unexpectedly authentic. Something simple like, "You have an interesting energy. I don't come across that often." Say it slowly with calm eye contact. If she smiles and holds your gaze for more than 3 seconds, you felt it. Don't grin back right away. Maintain the connection with a subtle half-smile. That's masculine magnetism in action. And she'll remember that moment for days, even if nothing more was said. This kind of smile is rare because it requires vulnerability. And she only allows it when she feels seen, truly seen. A man's dominance doesn't come from volume. It comes from depth. At this level, nonverbal communication becomes almost like a secret language. She shows you how she feels, without saying a thing. And she hopes you understand, without breaking the spell. It's in this subtle space that female desire blooms most intensely. And if that smile appears, it's proof she's revealing more than she realizes. But there's still one final sign, the most revealing of them all, where her body speaks, even as she tries to hide it. 5. The voice that changes its rhythm and tone. Among all the signs, there's one that often slips by unnoticed because it hides in plain sight. It's her voice. More specifically, the moment her tone subtly shifts. When a woman's interested, her voice softens. It slows down, as if she's singing without meaning to. Her body is subconsciously creating a more intimate space, even in public. This shift isn't intentional. It's desire vibrating through her vocal cords. Seduction psychology reveals that in moments of sexual tension, a woman naturally lowers the volume of her voice as a way of drawing you in. When her tone drops, she's unconsciously pulling you closer. If you're tuned into body language, you'll notice her slower pace, her softer tone, her breathy pauses and subtle laughs. They're not random. They're an unspoken invitation into a more private dimension. She's testing whether you can feel the shift without her having to spell it out. Most men ruin this moment by trying to keep the conversation upbeat or funny. But the man with confidence and emotional control notices the change and matches it. He slows his voice down, lowers his tone, creates harmony. That reaction activates sexual polarity. He's not trying to seduce, he's responding with calm, grounded masculinity. The result? She feels she's with someone who hears what's beneath the words. Want to feel this in action? On your next date, pay close attention when the conversation turns more personal. If her voice softens, if she speaks slower, and holds your gaze a little longer, don't break the rhythm. Don't interrupt with jokes or fast responses. Stay present. Speak with pauses. Let the silence work in your favor. This is where nonverbal communication builds emotional trust and quiet desire. This vocal shift is often accompanied by micro-expressions, a shy smile, a brighter gaze, slightly deeper breathing. All of it comes from her subconscious, not performance. She's not pretending, she's feeling. And so she behaves differently. It's one of the most intimate signs of attraction because it touches the emotional frequency beneath the surface. And if her voice is already soft, her eyes steady, her touch is subtle, then you've already stepped into her magnetic field. Now it's no longer a question of if she wants you, but how you'll respond to what she's been showing you without saying a word. Now that you've learned to identify these 5 nonverbal signs, the game has changed. The question is no longer if she's interested, but whether you have the sensitivity and poise to notice and lead with grace. Female desire is silent, but never invisible, and it doesn't reveal itself to just anyone. It opens up for the man with confidence, emotional control, and masculine magnetism, not because he talks smooth, but because he sees what others miss. So now I ask you, will you keep ignoring what her body is trying to show you, or will you finally step into your role in this game? You have the knowledge now, but what will you do with it? Will you observe more, practice presence, refine your awareness? Or fall back into autopilot, thinking attraction is all about luck or clever lines? Drop a comment below. Now I see what used to go unnoticed. I want to know who really absorbed this until the end. Thank you, sincerely, for watching all the way through. Your attention is rare and valuable. And if you made it this far, it means you're truly ready to evolve. If this content made sense to you, like this video, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to keep learning about masculine growth, female psychology, and applied stoicism for real life.